Happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. Once upon a time, there was a man with average means but big dreams. He was called Arjun. Arjun was a hard-working farmer, like many people in his time. He tilled the land under the hot sun and the constant summer rains. Even though he worked hard, he lived a humble life and always desiring more wealth, more possessions, and more status. One day, people in the village heard that a wise monk was going to be there. Arjun had heard about the monk's wisdom, so he saw this as a chance to finally find the key to wealth. He went up to the wise monk with the greatest humility and asked, "What must I do to become rich?" The wise monk looked at Arjun with a calm and passionate eye and said, "Arjun, if you want to get rich, you have to start by giving." Arjun was shocked and said, "Giving, but I don't have much. How will this make me rich?" The wise monk said with a knowing smile, "When you give, you create a pattern of abundance and contentity. Generosity leads to wealth, not just of material goods, but of the spirit." Confused yet intrigued, Arjun decided to test the wise monk's wisdom. He started giving, sharing his meager harvest with those who had less, providing shelter to weary travelers, and offering whatever assistance he could to his fellow villagers. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, things started to change. Once, Arjun's home once echoed with the emptiness of want, was now filled with laughter and gratitude. His fields, which once bore the burden of his desires, were now teeming with a bountiful harvest. Arjun didn't get rich the way he thought he would. There were no chests of gold or valuable gems. But he found something much better than money. His life was made better by the joy of giving, and his spirit was happy with the love he got in return. Giving had made him feel like he had a lot more than he needed. His neighbors stopped seeing him as a simple farmer and started seeing him as a man of great wealth. Not because his possessions had increased, but because of the richness of his spirit, the abundance of his heart, and the contentment in his life. This was a wealth that couldn't be stolen, a prosperity that wouldn't diminish with time. In the end, Arjun saw that the wealth he was looking for were not outside of him but inside of him. It was a wealth born from the quality of generosity, a wealth that came from being content with what he had and sharing it with others. He finally understood when he thought about what the wise monk had said, "Happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think." Now that he knew this, he was the richest man in the town, not in terms of gold and silver, but in terms of kindness, generosity, and contentment. He talks to himself reflecting on the profound wisdom behind these words, "Happiness does not depend on what you have, or who you are. It solely relies on what you think."